It really seems that James Gunn can't get his story straight at all, folks. Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everybody. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, there's the story from Bounding into Comics. After claiming the reason he fired Henry Cavill was because of his age, James Gunn now says, I was never making a young Superman movie. Yeah, we're going to dive into this article. It covers this very well, the hypocrisy of the pedal lover James Gunn. So, yes, I make my disdain for this man very much known. DC Studios CEO James Gunn, who also happens to be the writer and director for the upcoming Superman Legacy film, recently stated he was never making a young Superman movie, despite previously asserting the reason he canned Henry Cavill, who in my opinion is one of the best Supermen, was due to his age. So back in December 2022, Gunn seemed to make it crystal clear that his main reason for firing Henry Cavill from the role was because of his age. He posted on Twitter, in the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. And there is that tweet. There is that tweet. A day after noting his movie was focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, he asserted that Henry Cavill was fired because he's a different age. But Gunn tweeted, as I said yesterday, it's very simple. He's a different age. James Gunn, when you show us the movie coming out, will you explain why Cavill is getting recast, please? As I said yesterday, it's very simple. He's a different age. So in response to another user questioning Gunn's narrative, that the film was not an origin story, Gunn asserted he's not meeting the major characters for the first time either. He's merely younger. So he's confirming, younger. He's not, however, by the end of January, Gunn began attempting to shift the narrative he initially created around why Henry Cavill was fired. First, he told The Hollywood Reporter that Cavill wasn't fired despite Cavill cameoing in Black Adam and Superman, and then announcing his return to the character on Instagram. A little over a month after that initial announcement, Cavill would inform his followers that he would not be returning to the role. Which kind of sucks, because I was actually looking forward to a Black Adam versus Superman movie. Would have been great to also have Shazam in there. We didn't fire Henry. Henry was never cast. Okay, so, then why isn't he working for Warner Brothers and DC anymore? You fired him. For me, it was about who I want to cast as Superman and who do the filmmakers we have want to cast. And for me, for this story, it isn't Henry. As for why, he said, I like Henry. I think he's a great guy. I think he's getting dicked around by a lot of people, including the former regime at this company. But this Superman is not Henry, for a number of reasons. Of note, Gunn's reasoning here did not include Henry's age at all, despite making multiple tweets about him, or about it just a month earlier. He is attempting to shift a narrative. Yeah, that is true. I mean, when you go from one thing to another, different reasonings, yeah, you're bullshitting everybody. Gunn continued that narrative shift in March when he responded to a casting rumor that claimed Gunn was looking for actors to play Superman, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen in their 20s. He said, untrue, we haven't begun casting other than making lists, and it's not limited to people in their 20s. Okay, so it could be to people in their 30s. I mean, yes, Henry Cavill is 40. Gunn would eventually cast David Corenswet to play Superman. At the time casting announcement, he was 29. However, he is since 30, and Cavill had just turned 40 at the time of this casting announcement. Corenswet's casting and Gunn's clear shift in the narrative, it was already looking like something else was a motivating factor as to why Henry Cavill was fired from Superman, aside from his age, given Hollywood routinely has older actors playing younger and younger actors play older. It is acting after all. Yeah, that's true. Accurate. They're not only both incredible actors, but also wonderful people. Gunn would complete the shift in the narrative in a recent response to a fan asking about Jamie Reyes knowing who Superman is in the Blue Beetle film. Gunn said, I was never making a young Superman movie, just a Superman movie. But you kept on saying he was younger, you dumb... This is Gunn obviously playing semantic games, because he most definitely said his Superman was younger, and that it would be focusing on what the fuck? On an earlier part of Superman's life. This is seriously a disgusting ad. It's not hard to put two and two together and realize he was indeed talking about a young Superman, especially when he claimed the biggest issue was Cavill's age back in December. Given the complete change in the narrative, it also raises further questions as to why he actually fired Henry Cavill. What do you make of Gunn's new narrative and that he's not making a young Superman movie now? So yeah, I would question it. I question everything James Gunn does. A lot of people says, oh, he's a great director and stuff. Yes, it is true that he is a great director for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I do not see him as a good director outside of those movies. I don't see him as a good person, frankly, because honestly, his disgusting jokes that he made back in the day, as well as that that party that he had a disgusting theme to about liking kids a little too much. Yeah, I find that very disgusting. Anyway, I don't plan on watching anything James Gunn does in the future because I don't want to support that man in any shape, way, or form. So yeah, I think that him lying about James or Henry Cavill, as well as apparently he lied to Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot about her getting a third Wonder Woman movie, but it turns out that might not be the case. So yeah, there's a lot going on at DC I don't approve of. I would have loved to have seen the Snyderverse continued. However, they're not going to continue it because they're going to just keep it the trilogy that it is. Anyway, folks, that is the video. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you want to follow me on social media, I have all of my social media links in the descriptions of my videos. So, yes, thank you so much for tuning in. Catch my stream later tonight with Jade Shadow on my channel. We're talking Dog Soldiers, 8 p.m. tonight. Have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.